Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Minecraft Challenge world. As you can see, my internet is back up and running and connected, and that means that I have my skin back, which is very, very exciting. And today, we will be doing exactly what I said the last time we were here in this challenge world, because we have some exploration that we need to do, and some creepers that we need to lure out of the house, apparently. But let's go ahead and we're going to, here in just a moment, run down into the basement and check out the map that's there after we get this other creeper out of our house. We'll probably go ahead and put some temporary lighting on our upstairs landing as well, just to prevent this from becoming too much of a reoccurring issue. We'll do some more interior decoration up here as well, so we don't continue to have issues with these guys popping up unexpected and unwanted. But for now, down to the basement is where we will be going. And I thought I heard that there was a zombie that converted. Maybe they did and these guys killed him because there's some rotten flesh that's floating around in there. Maybe it's in the pool outside. I'm going to guess it was this. But the map. We need to have a look at the map, because there are a couple of villages that we will be going to check out today, because we have restricted ourselves from doing so, and the Ender Dragon has been defeated. So we know about the village that's up in this general direction. We discovered that in episode 1, and then the only other one that's on this map is the one that's over here in this corner next to the desert that's out that way. So let's first head up into this zone right here, and we will go ahead and loot and raid the things that are over that way. But first we have some things that we either need to store up or just get rid of. So we're going to go ahead and grab some of these planks, or these signs I should say, and then we'll grab a couple of logs so we can make a couple of chests. So I think one of the items that we're going to put up is going to be right here. We're going to keep some end stone in this chest. I don't think we have a whole lot of it. We actually do have a fair amount because we got a couple of stacks from doing that. We'll go ahead and put our cobblestone in here, and a lot of this other stuff can go upstairs. We've got sand that we can stack into this chest, and I think the rest of it is pretty well going to go in other places. We may need to start crafting up some of these iron ingots into actual blocks as well. So we will assess that and go around and do so as needed also. You know what? We're going to go ahead and place these chests right here. And we'll let our little pillager friend kind of be the watchkeeper or guardian over these particular wares. Just because he needs a job, he needs something that he can do, and so we'll just kind of ditch a lot of these objects with him right before we go out checking for other loot and goods. So we'll go ahead and we'll actually drain a couple of these water buckets as well. Now we want to keep one on us, but in one of these chests over here we had been keeping some of those buckets, so we'll go ahead and dump those in there. And then I know that we've got some arrows in one of these chests over here that we can store this one with. Actually, it looks like that's full up. Yeah, we'll just continue to dump things there. So let's go ahead and check out this village that's over in this general direction for the first time. We've seen it from a distance a couple of times as we have strolled by, but we haven't actually interacted with any of the inhabitants, and that is kind of the whole point of today's video, is to figure out what is here next to us, and then we will start making use of these villagers as well. Hopefully one of these towns has a librarian, so we don't have to make a lectern. is that it? Wow, there's a pink sheep that's just hanging out right here. And that is a fairly rare sight to see because pink sheep, they're few and far between. They're kind of hard to come by. So we've got the cleric's little church house here. Nothing up at the top, which is fine. We do want to kind of walk around and have a look at what is in this general area. So let's go ahead and jump into these houses. Shouldn't have anything. Some of the smaller ones don't generally have like storage chests in them. This one is a little bigger though. And so we can pop in, and we've got some potatoes, apples, and bread. I'll take the apples and the bread, but we'll leave the rest of that just kind of hanging out here. Let's see what's over in this little home. We've got a... Well, this should have been... some sort of villager. He should have a job assigned to him, because they can have jobs based off of those blast furnaces. So it's interesting that he doesn't have an occupation. Nothing else right here. There's actually not a whole lot in this village, if I'm being completely honest. There's a cat running around and some beetroot that we can probably snag. But a fairly underwhelming village, actually. Yeah, not a whole lot to take in here. And I should have grabbed my pick, or my hoe, out of that chest. Because there's a little bit of hay around here, but nothing super crazy. Wow, that's kind of surreal. A very small and inefficient village. We honestly would have been fine coming over here, but the restriction is a restriction, and it did force us to kind of play around things a little bit better. We'll probably come around here and snag a few of these villagers or breed villagers up or change one of their jobs. We'll do something with these guys to make them a little bit more useful since they are right here in the immediate close vicinity. But there is another village that we can go and check out, which is out over this way. And there's actually one down south as well that we can run over to. I think we'll do that just so we have 3 of the villages in the video today. Here is that other village that we wanted to check in on. So let's go ahead and make our way over here. This one's substantially bigger, and so we should be able to find a nice little selection of items here. And if I can get down into this little crevasse here, I can enter swim mode and we can get over there a little bit quicker. Looks like they've got a cleric that's running around over here as well. We'll just kind of see what the pickings are around here. This place has got a chest in it. We've got a couple of emeralds. We do have some of those back home, but having a few more is never going to hurt anyone. A bunch of extra bread. That's quite nice. Don't think that this house has anything. Nope, too small. Let's have a peek in here. That does have a chest. Another emerald and a saddle. I'll take those. We'll go ahead and collect up all of this hay as well. Let's have a look at a couple of these other places here. That's too small of a house. Doesn't have anything. We've got a blacksmith. Do blacksmiths have 3 doors on there? I've never ever seen a house in a village with 3 doors on it. Is that normal? Have I been missing something? Or is this indeed abnormal? You'll have to let me know, because I've never ever seen that happen before. Let's go ahead and pop our head in here. Man, this is a weird spot. Nothing of value in there. But you can't even get inside that house based off of how things are generated. That'll give some villager a happy place to get back home to. Let's see if we can let this guy up out of this ravine. He'll pathfind his way over here now. And we'll go ahead and light up this cavern. Because that's not something that these villagers are gonna take too kindly to. And then we will just make our way out of here because we don't need to be caving today. That's not the objective of today's adventures. Got a little cartographer house here. He's only got paper, so I'm not really interested in that. This home over here didn't have anything, but I do believe that through the window here we see that there is at least one librarian in this town, and I actually think that there might be multiple based off the shapes of some of these houses that are over here. So we're going to grab a little bit more of this, I guess they're called hay bales, but they're really made of wheat. I don't know, one of those Minecraft logic things, I'm sure. But let's jump in here and see if there's any chests that we can have a look into. Doesn't look like there are, but let's see if we can find that librarian running around here. This may be our guy. And he has multi-shot, which isn't great, but we can workstation bind this character to some other different trade. Got another cartography table here. He's got an empty map, which that actually isn't bad, and we'll grab some of the extra bread that he has too. So we will certainly be coming back to this little village here to work a little bit closer with this librarian. And he's not going to go anywhere. He's close enough to the point where I think we're going to be fine. So we'll just go ahead and walk on back to our little home and place of establishment. I'm going to take a quick peek down here just to see if there's anything to note. There's a little bit of iron there, but we are not lacking in that supply by any means. So we'll just go ahead and continue right on back, assuming that I don't fall into holes like that. And we'll just kind of go over the haul of things that we came away from this trip from. Alright, so if we come over to Grimace here, we can kind of line up a little bit of the goods that we ended up with. And it's actually a decent amount of things that are worth talking about. We got a couple of saddles, so that's actually really nice that we were able to come away with that. The biggest haul, of course, was the wheat and the hay bales that were around there, and technically we got these ones from one of the chests in those villages as well. We got a little bit of this raw pork chop, which, you know, doesn't really make or break anything. We've got plenty of food. A decent amount of bread. I've consumed a fair amount of that as well. And we've got a couple of emeralds also. And so when and if we have another wandering trader show up, we can hopefully buy a couple of nautilus shells off of him, because those are pretty rare commodities when it comes to things to get a hold of, because with the nerfs to the AFK fish farms, you really can't be too overly cautious about what you walk away from there from. So like I said in my community post yesterday, if you saw that, my home office is now set up. I've got internet and everything running, and this should be a lot easier for me to keep on top of videos and stay ahead of things as well. So I hope that you are ready to have some more consistent daily video uploads on more of the timetable that I like to try and keep it at. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as I am really excited about a ton of the projects that I'm working on going forward that I can share with you. But I've got to get ready to go and watch Venom Carnage tonight. I'm really excited to see that. So hopefully it's as good as everyone's saying it is. But thanks again for your time. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.